Good morning, people. Oh, I gotta clean that. I got a cover on this phone. Good morning. I am in. I'm gonna move this to see if I can do it like that. Nope, I like it better like the other way. Hold on. Hopefully, y'all can see me okay. That's a little bit better. I'm in Illinois. I'm on my way to. I got actually 2 stop on this load. I'm going to New Jersey and New York, but I'm stopping in Pennsylvania tonight at the truck stop to fuel. The one I'm fueling is where I'm stopping because it's about 600 miles. And they gave me, well, the GPS, they have a built-in GPS on our trucks, and I hate it. I'm a Rand McNally fan because that's what I had when I first had my GPS out in 2010. And I've owned a couple. I know they have this new Rand McNally tablets is what's new. When I was there, they'd only had like the 7-inch ones or the largest ones. Right now, though, I think Rand has lost their damn mind. they have the nerve to have a tablet that is $600. I'm like, and what makes it bad is that I guess the previous model version that I was looking at on their tablet, a lot of truck drivers were having massive problems with that. So I'm actually going to go with the 7-inch and just go to standard. But the new one, I think they added, they got, oh hell, what is it? Sirius satellite radio on there, and I'm thinking they doing a lot in the tablet. My problem is your last tablet you had was a failure. A lot of truckers were saying it didn't work. They were having problems with it. I would watch one trucker, he took his out and shot it or tried to shoot it. It was hilarious. He just, and then I think he went to the Garmin, and I haven't used the Garmin. Like I said, in the trainer I was with, Trainer Bill, when I had to do my refresher training, he had the Rand, and he said he had both the tablet and he bought the 7. Well, he did use his points. He got the tablet and the 7-inch, and he said his tablet eventually went out, so he does the 7-inch. And I said, the problem you're saying you have with your tablet is what everybody else said they were having with theirs. So I'm going with the 7-inch, which seems to work with no drama. I'm gonna keep it simple, and it's half the almost, well, it's $100. It's like half the cost because it's $600 for the tablet, and then like $399 for the 7-inch. And if they have the older 7-inch, which I think is a 730, whatever, they have a 730, 740, something like that, I make with the older one. The newer one does Wi-Fi, which I think is cool. So if you have a phone and you want to do your map update, you can do that Wi-Fi. I think that's cool. My problem is that one's $400, whereas the older one you can get for $300 if you can get it on sale at like TA and a couple other places. Anyway, I'm on a little rant. But this GPS is routing me down through some damn U.S. highways and then back up to 80. And I'm sitting up looking at my map, and I'm going, wait a minute, this is adding on time because 80 will move faster. And instead, the route that this crazy ass GPS takes me, it'll add like 3 hours onto my trip, whereas I can be in and not be like right at my hours by going straight across 80. So I'm going straight across 80. That's what I'm doing, going straight across 80. So when you guys map your loads, if you're using, even if you have a Rand or whatever, you need to look at all your options. One time is huge, and you know, one of the things that keeps you moving out here is your hours. So I'm starting to look at how to really make my hours work for me. What else is going on? Oh, that load and the whole repower. Let's talk about that. And I'm not the repower. Well, yeah, let's talk about it. It's all together. So it was a brother who actually came. I guess they were a team, and his teammate was in the sleeper. And he was saying, yeah, they ain't giving us no miles. Da 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 da. I'm gonna say something, y'all. Work ethic is work ethic, and you know, I'm not gonna say I'm the fastest. Because I'm very thorough. So, and I've learned in trucking and in life, it's best to not take too many shortcuts. And I'm not talking about planning a trip. I'm talking about shortcuts when it comes to things with this truck, how you drive the road, how you do your pre-trip. Now I know most of us, I do a pretty decent pre-trip. I mean, I try to do a pre-trip where I look under my hood, I look under the truck, I check my tires, the most critical things I can think of and remember from trucking school. That pre-trip should last you anywhere from 20 minutes to 30 minutes. If you do it at the level of DOT type pre-trips, you're looking at probably an hour. okay? Because I've been through where they pull you into them bays, and you're sitting there for 45 minutes, sometimes to an hour, if you get a DOT officer who's doing a rotor up your butt and checking that truck from as they say for the pig, from the rooter to the tutor, from the front to the back. So if they doing that, you're going to be there anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, and that would probably be the most accurate pre-trip you could do. Now, most of us, that will eat into time, but you can do a decent pre-trip within 20 to 30 minutes. So I usually try to do that in the morning, but when you and you don't have to do it each time. So if you switch a trailer 4 times in a day, I'm not going to go and pre-trip the engine 4 times in a day, but you can pre-trip that damn trailer. And it doesn't take a lot. There's not a, well, with the exception of a reefer, there's not an engine on the damn trailer. And if you're a reefer driver, I pre-trip my reefer. I turn it on. I make sure I can change the temperatures, because if I can't, that's part of what I do. I'm a reefer driver, right? So part of me making sure, A, that I'm doing my job is to make sure that reefer works, because the reefer has to keep the food at a certain level, or product at a certain level. And I need to know that it works. I also need to check the fuel on the reefer. And then I need to also look inside the reefer and make sure the inside looks in order. The thing about most reefer drivers, we don't have to climb up in the trailer like dry van drivers. That's one of the things I actually love about reefer. I mean, you sometimes do, but for the most part, a lot of times the shipper will let you walk right on the dock and put your braces in, or they'll put them in for you. They want their product to get to where it's going because it is temperature controlled. And that's what I like about it. They get it on, they get it off without a lot of drama. Dry van, I had just, when I first started with the company I'm with back in 2010, I remember my load was in Harrison, Arkansas. And they sent me with the load. It was a dry van load. I was delivering the load to Home Depot. And Home Depot had apparently said, they notified my company that they had postponed or rescheduled the load. My company did not do it. They sent me there, and I sat for 3 freaking days. And back then, I don't even think I got detention pay, because they knew they had us by the balls because of the economy. And so I don't, you know, I got only my mileage. I sat for 3 freaking days, and you know, because they're like, well, you might as well stay there, right? Because the load's gonna, you know, they'll take the freight in 3 days after they're done with their inventory. And from there, I could give a laundry list of driving dry van and some of the drama with dry van. Whereas with cold storage, I seen loads lean like this when I was at other companies with cold storage, and they took that product off of there. They didn't decline it. They didn't say they didn't want it. They took that crap off of there. So in the most part, I mean, unless it's seriously like either the temperature's not right or you have some massive damage to the food, they're taking that crap off of there. It's temperature controlled, and they need it. And a lot of times it's food. Now, getting back to the problem. So when we went to switch last night, and this is just to me consideration of other drivers, and it's consideration for yourself and your own safety. When I got this trailer, I asked the kid, I said, look, because he's a kid, I said, look, I said, did you guys wash the trailer out? I don't know. My partner picked it up. I don't think he really looked in there. Okay. I said, oh, okay. He said, you know, we just picked it up and you know, he said we dropped on and then we picked this one up. They weren't even assigned to me yet to do the swap. This is what they did. They were dropping the load. He said they didn't give us as many miles. I'm gonna be honest. Here's my other thing. If you're doing a half-ass job and they know you're doing a half-ass job, you're not going to get those many miles. You got to step your game up, and you got to have some ethic about you. If you're thorough, right now, I don't know if they really are keeping track, but like I picked up so many of these trailers right now, the reefer trailers that don't have the registration on them. And I know, like I said, I know everybody is overwhelmed. To my drivers though, when you pick up a trailer and you have to pre-trip your trailer. And that's the other thing. I've started logging. I was watching somebody say log it like a story and log it, you know, that we have a saying log it like you do it. And I've gotten my mindset on logging, on doing my logs back to where I'm thorough like when I first started in trucking. And I log it almost like you tell a story. I log it as I do it. So if I stop and go to the bathroom and I go off duty, I put restroom. Stretch your legs, break. I go and I pre-trip this trailer at the next morning, because I didn't do it that night because I can't see as good at night, and I wasn't going to go around with a flashlight, and I'm already over my 14 waiting for them to come switch off with me, right? Get back to the story. The next morning, I get up, I go do a shower, go to the bathroom, eat some breakfast. When I come out, I put my shower bag in the truck, and I get my gloves, and I start pre-tripping the trailer. I look underneath, I check the tires, I check the ribs. I go back to open the doggone doors. And I'm gonna no lie, people, these kids picked this trailer up and did not secure the doors on the trailer. So for those of you who may be watching who are either new to trucking or are coming into trucking and don't understand, you have latches at the top of the trailer, you have latches at the bottom of the trailer, okay? When you close your handles at the bottom, they can latch together and the trailer doors will seem fully closed, but they may not be, because they also have to latch at the top. When I was looking up, I was like, are you crapping me? They drove that trailer with the top latches not even latched on that trailer, okay? First of all, to me, that could be a hazard, because if something comes loose, they just gonna swing open. And you don't know who's by you, could cause an accident. These things swinging, it's idiotic. Then, the other thing is, when you got the trailer, one of the first things I do when I get especially reefer, you're a reefer driver, one of the most critical things you need to do is turn it on and check the fuel. I'm like, those are the first two things I do. When I walk up even to pick up an empty before I hook to it, the first thing I check is, does it work? And how much fuel does it have? So if it has fuel, the first thing I do is check, see if it works. If for any reason it don't work, I check the fuel, because it might be out of fuel, so it's not working or something like that. I check, I make sure it kicks on. Okay, it kicks on, I turn it off. I go check the fuel levels, I check the tires, I do everything else, right? Do my pre-trip. Then I hook to it, check the lights, make sure all the paperwork's there. I'm gonna be honest right now, 90% of my trips right now have been started with, can you fax me the damn registration for the trailer? The other problem I'm having is that some of the trailers I'm getting, so what happens is your maintenance department for your company has to do an inspection. Most companies have their own inspection standards, and then there's a federal DOT inspection standard for the trailer. So you have two dates on there, the company's date for when the trailer was inspected, and a federal date to make sure that you're covered, okay? I'm seeing trailers that have gone through recent federal inspection dates with no registration on the truck. So how do you look at the trailer and don't check to see that the registration is there? Because that to me is part of the federal standard, because that makes it legal. And we have like little round things on there, or you sometimes have a flat metal placard and they have it laminated and glued in, which I think is the smarter of the two, because the round one is plastic and that breaks and stuff. The metal one would probably be the most thorough and secure way to secure the registration. So I just seen it, and I'm like, there needs to be, I call it it's really consideration for the driver. It's just consideration for the next person. But everybody, I'm just getting my money, and I'm only worried about me. It gets to that, and it's irritating as hell. But yeah, they dropped this trailer off. I asked them, did you wash it out? Oh, no, we didn't wash it out. We didn't look back there to see if it's clean. So that's another thing. We just went through, when I started with this division, we went through a training. That training that we went through, it stated that we have to wash this trailer out because of the food that we carry. And so we should be washing it out each time. You just can't look back there and say, oh, it looked clean. So as a rule of thumb, when I get a new trailer or I empty a trailer, the first thing I'm doing is looking for a trailer washout. And I get the trailer washed out. Even sometimes it's a palleted load, because I'm carrying food, and that is what training says to do. And it's also a CYA. It's just a CYA. And, look back there, no, man, you can't do that. It's reefer. Reefers have to be washed out, and you just need rule of thumb, wash it out after every load. Wash it out after every load. Now, we could carry a dry load where it don't matter. That's a different story. But if we carry into me meat, produce, it needs to be washed out. And what I do, as soon as I'm done with a load, I don't even know if sometimes I don't know what they're giving me next. I haven't washed it. I watch it, get that damn trailer washed out. Wash it out. That's what I do. That's what I do. Anywho, right now I'm struggling because, like I said, I want to do owner-op, and the company I'm at is a starter company. So if you do owner-op, you have to train. Part of me likes training. I actually love to train. Part of me, I like doing it. The other part of me, though, I see a new generation of humans who irritate me. I call them noids. Humanoids, but they don't have the human part. They're just noids, like freaking annoying. And it's not all of them, but it's a damn good percentage of them. A damn good percentage of them that are just annoying as hell. And it's a work ethic that's missing in my generation and the generation before it. Part of it is our fault. We came up with a lot of technology, and we put our children in front of that technology. A lot of parents did not raise their children, and so these kids don't have any kind of home training. So then they become adults, and they don't. Everything has to be easy. They don't want to work for nothing. And then when they do work, they do a half-assed job of working. And if they do work, it's more important to have the technology. I'm watching folks right now, and I'm not judging. I just think it's crazy as hell. But I'm watching these people, and some people even my age, big-ass TVs in the truck. I'm like, why are you doing this? I mean, it's a truck. It's a job. Don't get me wrong. I had a TV. I don't have a TV in this one, but I had a TV, and I probably will have a TV in my truck. But to me, to have as big, it just doesn't make sense to me. PlayStation, and I understand you need to chill out, and the truck, you're trying to make it as homey as possible, but come on, y'all. Come on out. You got to change the game up and get some grown-up to you. And like I said, that's just me, I just see things a little bit different. I was watching one guy, and he said he didn't even have a TV on his truck when he first got out here to buy his first truck. He said because, his focus was running his business and buying his truck, which he paid off and bought, just doing quite well. Now he owns a house and he's doing other stuff. You have to look at things different. But like I said, with the new generation, my concern is, am I going to see you driving down the road watching TV? And I can't. I can't. People, I can't. I can't. And then have my name behind, Shannon trained. No, I'm good. Don't even put me as your trainer, because if you're doing some crazy crap like that, I'm cool on you. It's too dangerous out here. Also, the motoring public, and it's foolishness. Like I said, I've seen firsthand. I'm gonna say firsthand. I ain't gonna say who. Firsthand, I've seen it, and it's insanity. It's just insanity. And again, I'm not trying to say you're not supposed to enjoy your time out here. I think you should, but I also know that this can be a very dangerous job, and you need to be paying attention. And watching TV down the road is not paying attention. Anyway, guys, 18 minutes long. I'm going to be doing a news one probably here, because I've read some articles. I think it's out of the Trucker. One about something about women in trucking, and they're helping with scholarships. And I'm going to read a little thoroughly, and then I'll go into what I can find on that. I'll probably do a news article. I'm not going to have all the stuff right now because I don't have the editing software. Once I get on my AT&T set back up where I have Wi-Fi in the truck, then as I have downtime, I'll go ahead and do something. But right now, most of my stuff's just going to be from the phone. And eventually, I want to set cameras in here where I can get road views, because I also want to get some snapshots. And you can take them and do stills from the road views, and have them, once I get the house, I can have them as photographs in the house and frame them. So I'll get some better cameras. I want to get a GoPro, and then I also want to get either a Canon or a Nikon. One of the two. I think it's Canon I'm probably going to go with. Anyway, peace, 20 minutes. Be blessed. And shout out to everybody.